Welcome back to EV Insider. Today, we're kicking things off with a car that refuses to make a quiet entrance. The moment you see it, the 2026 Plymouth Barracuda practically announces itself with the kind of presence that makes you stop mid-sentence. There's a certain energy around it, a blend of nostalgia and modern swagger that only a resurrected icon can pull off. This isn't just a model year update or a new trim level, it's a full-blown revival of a name that once ruled the streets. The 2026 Barracuda wastes no time making an impression, especially when you start to take in its exterior design up close. From the moment you walk up to it, you're greeted by a long, sculpted hood that stretches out confidently, giving off that unmistakable muscle car silhouette. Plymouth pulled heavily from the classic 70s DNA here, but every line, vent, and curve has been modernized to the point where it feels like a heritage model evolved through decades of wind tunnel refinement. The front fascia features razor-thin LED headlights that cut into a blacked-out grille with active airflow shutters that open and close depending on cooling needs. Down the sides, the car has powerful shoulders and deep character lines that give it a planted, athletic stance, as if it's flexing even at a standstill. And the taillights, these deserve their own spotlight. Inside, the Barracuda brings a surprising level of sophistication blended with retro style, creating a cabin that feels both familiar and futuristic. You sit low in deeply bolstered leather and Alcantara seats that cradle you without feeling overly tight. And the driving position has that perfect, slightly aggressive lean that makes you feel ready to take off even when you're parked. The dashboard is a mix of clean lines and driver-focused angles anchored by a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster that can transform from modern performance graphics to classic gauge designs that mimic vintage muscle dials. The 14-inch central touchscreen is crisp, fast, and pleasantly simple to navigate, with menus that prioritize performance settings so you're never digging through layers just to adjust something like exhaust mode or suspension stiffness. Plymouth also added analog-style toggle switches underneath the screen, and these are one of the best touches. There's something satisfying about flipping a physical switch to activate track mode in a world where everything is becoming flat and touch-based. Technology is abundant but intuitive, wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, once you're behind the wheel, the performance immediately starts speaking for itself. At the heart of the Barracuda is a hybrid-assisted 5.2-liter twin-turbo V8 that delivers a tidal wave of torque from practically 0 RPM thanks to the electric boost system. That low-end chant is intoxicating. You tap the pedal and the car moves with the urgency of something much lighter than it looks. As the turbo spool, the V8 roars with an exhaust note that's properly mean, almost metallic and absolutely grin-inducing. What really elevates the driving experience, though, is the balance. Unlike some muscle cars that feel more like straight-line sprinters, the Barracuda behaves like a modern Grand Touring sports coupe. Of course, power and style only get you so far without safety, and Plymouth made sure the Barracuda fits right in with modern expectations. You get adaptive cruise control that smoothly adjusts speed on the highway, lane keeping assistance that gently nudges you back without fighting the wheel, blind spot monitoring for those fast merges, rear cross traffic alert for tight parking lots, and automatic emergency braking when the unexpected happens. The 360-degree camera system stitches together a crystal clear bird's eye view that makes maneuvering this wide muscular car surprisingly easy. And thanks to the hybrid system's instant torque, the car is quick to respond during evasive moves, making it feel safer at high speeds than many of its competitors. When it comes to price, the Barracuda enters the market in a sweet spot considering its performance and heritage. The base GT trim starts around $54,000 and still gives you impressive power and the full suite of modern tech. Move up to the Performance SRT at about $69,000 and you unlock more power and aggressive tuning. For enthusiasts who want the absolute peak version, the Track Pro Edition comes in around $84,000 with upgraded aero, brakes, cooling, and a suspension setup that turns the Barracuda into a proper track machine, without sacrificing too much road comfort. Compared to its rivals like the Mustang GTD, the Camaro ZLM successor, and the electrified Challenger variants, the Barracuda's blend of hybrid-boosted V8, balanced chassis, and retro-futuristic styling makes it a standout. Its unique selling points revolve around its character. This is a car that respects its past while fully embracing the future. It's more refined than the brute force muscle cars of old, but still offers the raw emotional experience that makes driving exciting. Beyond the specs and the theatrics, what really cements the Barracuda's identity is the way it connects with the driver on an emotional level. There's a certain authenticity to how it behaves. Nothing feels artificial or over-processed. The hybrid system doesn't dampen the muscle car's soul. Instead, it enhances it, filling in the gaps where traditional powertrains fall short. You can cruise quietly on electric assist through neighborhoods, then unleash the full fury of the V8 the moment the road opens up. It's this duality that makes the Barracuda feel like a true everyday performance car. Whether you're carving through mountain roads or simply rolling into a Saturday cars and coffee meet, the car carries itself with a presence that feels earned, not engineered. Another thing that stands out is how Plymouth managed to give the Barracuda a sense of personality that evolves the more time you spend with it. The driving modes don't just adjust performance, they shift the entire character of the vehicle. In comfort, it's composed and almost luxurious with its adaptive suspension ironing out the pavement. Switch to sport or track and the car sharpens instantly, reacting to inputs with precision and eagerness as if it's been waiting for you to get serious. Even the sound profile changes subtly depending on the mode, giving the car a dynamic voice that matches your mood. Every drive feels like a conversation between you and the machine, and that's the kind of engagement enthusiasts have been missing from modern performance cars. In the end, the 2026 Plymouth Barracuda does a revival done right. It captures the spirit of the original while delivering the performance, comfort, and technology modern drivers expect. It's fast, loud, stylish, surprisingly refined, and undeniably fun. If you're looking for a muscle car that can thrill you on back roads, commute comfortably during the week, and still turn heads everywhere you go, the Barracuda absolutely deserves a spot on your test drive list. And honestly, once you hear that V8 fire up, you might not want to walk away from it at all. In conclusion, the 2026 Plymouth Barracuda manages to do something rare in the modern automotive world. It brings back an iconic name without relying solely on nostalgia. It takes everything that made the original Barracuda memorable, its attitude, its presence, its undistinguishable identity, and rebuilds it into a machine that's genuinely competitive in today's market. It's not just fast for the sake of being fast. It's engineered to be engaging, comfortable, and surprisingly refined. From the hybrid-assisted V8 to the balanced chassis and tech-rich cabin, this car doesn't feel like a retro remake. It feels like the natural evolution of a legend. And as for the outro, if you're someone who loves a car with personality, power, and the sense of heritage you can actually feel when you drive it, the Barracuda is worth your attention. Thanks for checking out the review. If you enjoyed the deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about what car you want to see next. Until then, drive safe, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.